Hello everyone, my name is Rose Shiweva and welcome to Rose Shiweva YouTube channel. Today I am blessed in my presence with one of our great students in Southeast University. We are just going to sit here and talk about our experience, our impression about China and all that good stuff. But before we get started with this video, I would like you to please introduce yourself, and thank you so much for agreeing for this interview and this chat. Yeah, introduce yourself, your name, what are you doing in China, and how long have you been doing studying or living in China? Anything that you want to talk about yourself. Yeah.
First of all, thank you so much, Rose. A good day to everyone. My name is Tusif Ahmad. I am from Pakistan. Recently, I completed my PhD degree in epidemiology and public health. I'm here almost for 4 years.
4 years?
Yeah.
That's a long time, and congratulations for your PhD.
Thank you so much. Thank
I
you.
hear that also that it's not so easy to finish PhD program like within 4 years. I think you exactly finished your PhD within the 4 years per time.
Yeah, it's absolutely, you're right. It's easy to finish sometimes.
Is it easy?
Yeah,
Students are
but
saying that it's not so
sometimes
easy.
it's difficult. And for me, I finished my PhD requirement within 2.5 years.
Wow.
But I'm a little bit a kind of different student.
Yeah.
So I just decided that time that it will be a great experience for me to spend a little bit more time to do more research, to do more projects, to master my skills, things like that. And a lot of my friends, they ask me this question: why you delay your graduation?
Yeah.
Again, I'm blessed with that,
Yeah.
and I took the very right decision. The kind of research and the kind of things you can do
Yes.
within your PhD study duration, you cannot have that opportunity when you finish or you join other jobs or things. Yeah.
Okay, can you just highlight like what are those great opportunities that you encountered through your PhD program?
Look, as a student, you always have the opportunity. You always have the internship programs. You can work with different groups. You can work as a participant in different research projects. So when I joined my PhD study, before that I got a lot of experience back home.
Yeah.
I consider myself very blessed in this regard. I got good teacher. I got some good environment,
Yeah.
and most importantly, I have an amazing family.
Yeah.
And my father is a teacher too. So that's something I got, and I'm extremely inspired about that thing.
Yeah.
So during the PhD, then as a young kid or as a young student,
Yes.
you always think, I always give a chance to myself to think out of the box. So in terms of research,
Yeah.
in terms of publications, in terms of achievements, and in terms of making collaborations, working for organizations, is a volunteer.
Yeah.
So I think all these things I achieved, and I'm so happy with,
Yeah,
with all
they
these.
were great
Yeah.
opportunities for you during your study time. All right, so now you're done with your PhD, and I say congratulations already. So what's next after your PhD? Are you leaving China? Are you planning to maybe get a job as a lecturer here, a professor in a university? What's next for you as a PhD graduate?
It's a good question.
Yeah.
Sometimes people, when they got this question, they think that it's easy to answer. But honestly speaking, it's not that much easy to answer. But I do believe
Yeah.
in one thing, that I want to be or to consider myself as a student
Yes.
for my whole life. As a student, as I said before, as a student, you have the best opportunities
Right.
to learn more and more. And here, look, I just recently completed my PhD.
Yeah.
So we had a discussion a little bit earlier
Yeah.
about this thing.
Yes,
So
yes.
probably I can can join as a postdoctoral fellow as well.
Yes, yes.
Or maybe I will apply for some job position.
Yeah.
But I didn't decide yet.
Yes, it's great. As long as you have an idea, I think you're on the right path. And I like that. I like the way you're putting it. Like, okay, I wanted to come in to say, you say you want to consider yourself as a student for life, right? I think it's really important for everyone to always keep it like, keep your spirit alive of learning, because we can continuously learn.
Exactly.
But how about this thing of you can continue learning? I'm also a student right now, but I'm a broke student and I want all these great things. Like, what do you think about that? Like a student, but some students are thinking like, yeah, I'm only studying, but I still want a good life. I still want at least to make a good earning so that I can also go somewhere. What message do you have to those students who are struggling with that type of feeling? Because I think even some PhD students who are currently in China, they're like, yeah, I'm just studying. My God, maybe they feel like their age is going. They feel like they're not growing younger. They want to start family. They want to start maybe getting some money so that they can build something for themselves. What is your take on that?
First, you said that you're a broke student. I'm not agree
I'm
with
a
this.
broke student.
No, I'm not. I never agree with this.
Yeah.
With this statement, with this kind of things.
Yeah.
Look, as a human being, we are blessed with many things. Maybe you're extremely good in some other things, which I can't do those things.
Yes.
When you compare yourself with some other people, maybe they have some other skills which they can do really good, but they cannot do the things you can do in a better way. So the first thing, never compare yourself with others. This one thing I did in my entire career.
Yeah.
I never compare, I always compare myself with myself. I compete myself, I just want to do something better. Yeah. Suppose today I'm here, I want to do something. I want to just add something to my education. I want to do something which is good, which I can really enjoy.
Yeah.
And for those students, they really want to do something.
Yeah.
You have to decide your destination.
Yes.
What actually you want to do in your life. For me, a very simple.
Yes.
I was good in some other subjects.
Yes.
I don't want to say that much good, but compared to the subject I studied,
Yes.
believe me, I was 5-10 times good on those subjects. But I decided that my destination is there, I have to go there. And for that, I started. I had some problem at the very beginning, but later on, I coped with those problems.
Yeah.
And then I converted those things into good opportunities.
Yes.
Suppose you want to go
Yeah.
to a place, just imagine, okay, you want to go to Shinjuku, and you take the route, or you take the bus to another place.
Yes.
And then after reaching to that another place, and you just say, oh, where is the Shinjuku? Why am I here?
Yeah,
the first thing, you have to be very clear
about your
just clear about your destination. Sometimes people, they think, oh, if I study engineering, I will be very happy. No. Sometimes people, they say, if I study medicine, that will be like, I will have good handsome job, I will have a lot of money, I will have this and that. Look, if you have the determination to do something, don't worry about those things. And when I got during the time when I went to a university and applied for my graduation, graduation study there. So that time I was a bit confused in two subjects. And I called my dad. I said, Abu, I'm here, and I'm a bit confused, and what should I do? I don't know. He says, son, look, just apply for the subject which you like the most. Because if I suggest you something to study this and that, and later on if you don't like that thing, what you will do?
You will not be happy then.
You will be like, okay, you will have good job, you will have other things, but believe me, you will never enjoy your career, you will never enjoy your job, you will never enjoy
What
the
do
way you
do?
want to be.
Yeah.
And that time, I only applied, like in universities, you have the option to apply for 2, 3
Maybe.
subjects.
Subjects, yeah.
Suppose you want to apply for engineering,
Yeah.
computer science, things like that.
Yeah.
And can you believe I just applied for one, the one I like.
Yeah.
And my friend that time, the sister approached me. I said, no, I don't want to go to other subjects or other areas. This is what I like.
Yes.
And that thing that like the subject I studied and still I'm working. So this is my passion. So my message to all the young students,
Yeah.
to all the students,
Yeah.
or to all the researchers,
Yeah.
that you have to be very precise and very focused. What actually you want to do.
That's a great one. What do you want? What's your destination? I think that's a very good advice. All right, let's get to these questions. I've already sent you some few questions.
Okay.
And studying in China in general, you already told us about what you're doing. And tell us, why did you choose to come and study in China? Yeah, I've seen a number of your countries in different parts of the world. But for you as an individual, what do you think? Why did you choose China?
Yeah, it's a good question. For me, when I completed my graduation in my country, and then after that master degree, we call it Master of Philosophy or MPhil degree. I complete after completion of that. Even after completion of my graduation, I got opportunity in some other countries, but I had an accident, so I didn't join that. So then I completed my master degree. After that, I applied and in other countries as well, and I got the opportunity, but at the same time, I got admission here. So my friends, my teachers, my family, even my father, he's like, they all suggested me, I go to China. Because if you look, Pakistan and China have a great relationship.
Yes.
The friendship and stuff, there's a lot of things we can talk about that.
Yeah.
And another thing is that the people of my country, they are much familiar with the Western culture, with the Arabian culture, with the Asian culture.
Yeah.
But it's compared to those things, we have a great relation. I don't want to say that we are not familiar or something, but for me as an individual, Chinese cultures or Chinese foods, all the things. That time was a bit kind of like twisty thing that why not something new?
Yeah.
So instead of going to those countries, I prefer to come to China. The language is different, absolutely different. Suppose you go to Europe, you can speak English with anyone and people there. It's a common. I don't want to say that here in China you can, but just look the population. The biggest country in terms of population. Then the language. Then the culture. Then the food. So all these things come together, and most importantly, we have that geographical and strategic relationship with China. So that is very good for me, for my country, and future we can use and we can utilize. So it's very good if you really want to do something big or some collaborative projects. So you have to understand that country people, the culture, the mindset, the way they work, the way they think. So I think just because of these small facts, I choose.
I think those are actually very great factors, because in terms of like the opportunities that you could grab in China, and even the partnership and collaboration, you could go so far, right? Cool. Now, given the circumstances that a lot of students cannot currently come to China, like, okay, the borders are not really open for international students, but what do you think is the future like for students in China? Do we expect like more students to flock to China after everything has settled down? Or do you think maybe maybe students are now starting to feel like, China, maybe not my option? Yeah, what's your take on that?
This is something, look, the world economy is shifting. If we talk about just before the COVID pandemic, and particularly that time when you compare the statistic or the data after the 2010,
Yeah.
and then specifically after 2015.
Yeah.
So that the number of students is increased here. Few reasons.
Yeah.
The first one I asked this the same question from another people,
Yeah.
like people from other part of the
Yeah.
world. That people they want to go to Europe.
Yes.
Why you guys want to come?
Come here.
Okay, the procedure here in China is very smooth. It's not that much difficult. You don't need to do a lot of documentations and a lot of stuff. It's very smooth.
Right.
Okay. Number second, we know this is a big country.
Yeah.
Not only in terms of population, the world number one,
Yeah.
but in terms of geography area,
Yeah.
is a big country.
Yeah.
Then the number of universities here in China, that's a massive number. Now those universities, they offer a lot of number of scholarships
Yeah.
for international students. So when you have that like smooth process,
And
number of universities, and most importantly, when you have the opportunity to gain or to secure any scholarship
Yeah.
and to study on scholarship, that is always a great kind of inspiration for the
Yeah.
students. So even during the pandemic,
yeah.
not only China, but other countries, they manage the online education.
Yeah.
That online education is quite helpful for the students.
Yeah.
Some of the students even they complete it, but there are certain consequences,
Yes.
particularly with those students that have the wet lab or the
Yeah.
experimental work. They cannot come, they cannot go to the lab. But apart from that,
Yeah.
you can do like suppose students from social sciences,
Yeah.
students from other
Literature.
from literature, from
Yeah.
other
Yes.
disciplines.
Yeah, yeah.
They can do their work.
That's so
Just
true.
they can take their classes
Online.
through online system. They can do their research, the other thing. So even during this COVID pandemic,
Yeah.
number of students they applied,
Yeah.
and I'm pretty sure the number is going to be increasing in the future as
That's
well.
so true. That's so true. I feel everyone is gonna be flocking immediately when the gates are open. Like, okay, I'm going to China. But even what you mentioned, like of completing online, that's also an option because
Yeah.
some people are working in their home countries and they're like, okay, now I can do my masters
Yeah, exactly.
on a distance
Yes,
because.
yes.
In the past, we cannot study really on a distance
Yeah.
with Chinese universities. And imagine a person who is in a working position in their home country, Pakistan, in Namibia, South Africa, and they have a scholarship. They get the admission in Chinese university. They take 2 years to finish their master or master program, for example, on distance, but still in the comfort of their home and
Yes.
taking care of their family. And at the end of 2 years, they can still get the check of the scholarship. Those are good benefits, right?
Yeah, good benefits, and I will just add something.
Yeah.
In my country,
Yes.
we have this one university called is Allama Iqbal Open Universities, providing online education,
Ah.
distance education,
Yeah.
and I know hundreds of students. They completed their graduate study.
Yes.
They completed their master.
Yes.
Even they completed their PhD.
Wow. Through the
You can again. It's up to you.
Yes.
If you are smart,
Yes.
you can complete. You cannot put or you cannot rely
Entirely
on
on.
other things like, oh no, I can't go.
I can't
A lot of students they ask me the same question,
Yes.
and I will mention the same things that
Yeah.
why I delay my graduation.
Yes. Yes.
This the cases
Yeah.
of COVID-19 have been reported late December 2019,
Yes.
but
Yeah.
in January and particularly February, March, the cases they certainly increased
Yes.
and became a kind of highlight for the rest of the world.
Yes.
That time, I just decided that look, as a student,
Yeah.
okay, this is the opportunity as a student. If I contribute something,
Yes.
that will be a great help for the community, for the people.
Yeah.
And then I personally talked to my friends, to my collaborator,
Yeah.
and we started working. We started working on different aspects of the COVID-19. It's not only that you can have the sample, you go to the lab, but you can study other aspects of the disease as well.
Yes.
So we started on this thing, working on this thing, and can you believe we produced number of articles.
Research and articles. That's a great.
So this is again up to the students.
Yes. How much committed are you to your education and to what you want? Right, I like that. And I'm sure these students are really going to be blessed to hear your wisdom. It's really insightful and enlightening, and I like that. Let's continue and say, before coming to China, you have studied in some other universities. What is the difference between Chinese university and maybe from your country, Pakistani universities? Yeah, what do you think? For me as a student here, I feel like Chinese university system can be very good, but sometimes it needs a student who is very attentive. In a sense that, let's say about a registration per course.
Yes.
And you have to register the course, you have to select the course. You need to, at least those are some key elements. And if you don't, especially for postgraduate students, if you don't follow up with your course selection and making sure that your study plan is intact, if you don't communicate with the international office, if you don't talk to your professor, if you don't talk to your classmates, you could actually be lost, especially if you're studying in Chinese. I don't know if those students who are speaking, I can only speak for those who have studied in English, but some differences between Chinese university and our home country university, they could be different. Like maybe what are those differences that you feel?
Yeah, I do.
Students should know.
Yeah, I do agree with you.
Yeah.
But actually, you mentioned in a very brief way.
Yeah.
There is a big difference. Suppose I will start from research and then I will come to the other side of this. In my country, we have like number of good universities.
Yes.
There's a lot of international students studying there. Also offer scholarship for international students. But again, compared to my country university or the number of scholarship offered by my country universities is way behind. Honestly speaking, is way behind like Chinese universities. Like here in Chinese university, they have a lot of scholarships.
Yes.
So the number is that they have plenty, hundreds of universities.
Scholarships, yeah.
Then here they have the good infrastructure. They have well-established labs. They have funding for research. They have so many great things. But at the same time, there are some challenges.
Yes.
As you mentioned that if you are studying your degree in Chinese, and if you are good enough in like you can understand and you can speak, then it's easy to carry on your degree, your study, your research. But as a student having no knowledge about Chinese, for me it's way difficult.
Yes.
I don't want to say that it's impossible, but it's very difficult as compared to that when you have the knowledge and understanding of any language.
Yes.
You're studying language. So for those students, this is a little bit difficult. And here in what I experience, so even if you are studying in English, most of the time you will have to attend the classes in Chinese language. Now, if you have zero knowledge of Chinese, just tell me how you will understand. Then another thing. Coming to another point that sometimes in well-established and good labs, they have their own protocols.
Yes.
Sometimes it's very hard to find those protocols in English version. Like the machines you are going to use.
Really?
Yeah, the things you are going to use, all those things they are in Chinese. Just imagine. So here, it's great that how the labs, that's like a brilliant initiative and thing for the Chinese students. I don't want to say it's good for the international students too, but not that way, which is good for the Chinese students. Then the others, then the teaching methods. I will give edge to my country in this aspect because we have the good classrooms teaching.
Yeah.
Like me, I'm a kind of student.
Yes.
I like
Interesting.
discussion.
Yes.
I like to ask my teacher. Suppose
Yes.
if I don't know the answer of any question,
Yes.
I love to ask the question. Here, this concept is
Different. Yes, I
it's
can
here.
agree with you.
Yeah, because here you can the Chinese students or the student they say, oh, no need to ask.
It's true.
Why I'm having classes? Why?
It's true.
Why I'm inside the class? It's not for the sake of this thing that you are going to show to somebody that, oh yeah, I know or I can. No, it's just for your own understanding.
Yes.
And then the another difference is that here every student they love to work alone. I don't want to generalize the thing,
Yes.
but what I personally
Yes.
experienced,
Yes.
again I'm saying this thing that guys, I'm not generalizing.
Yes.
Maybe another university in other cities, maybe it's different,
Different,
or
yeah.
maybe it's the same.
Yeah.
But my personal experience, what I experienced in the past few years, so based on that experience.
Yes.
So here people they love. Now in my country we always work as a group. Suppose you can, if you have problem, you can ask your colleagues, you can ask your teacher, you can ask your classmates, your lab mates. They will just run and they will help you.
Yeah.
So that kind of social interaction.
I think that's a very good point because coming from also dealing with Chinese students for a long time as a student here, yes, they have a tendency of because everyone is competing, they are competing among themselves, and obviously, if now even a foreigner outpasses them, like, this foreigner had done much better than us, and they want to protect their face, they want to be like always ahead of the game. So sometimes they can also see that, okay, I know you're an excellent student. Some excellent student can also be intimidating to them, like, yeah, I want to be better than the students. And that's how you see there's a lot of selfishness and maybe that individualistic of wanting to do alone. And I like that key point when you're trying to highlight that collaboration is very important, not only in our everyday life, but also in education. And that's something that could be linked.
And then another thing at Beacon, I really want to see this change, particularly in classrooms.
Yes.
I love that the student they may ask questions, they may express their ideas.
Yes.
Look, the great inventions, the discoveries, the great things in science.
Yes.
It's all about discussions.
Yes.
It's all about expressing your ideas. When you discuss something, suppose you have a problem, and you go to your classmate, you go to your teacher side, and you started discussing that problem. Definitely, at the end of the discussion, you will get your answer. So this is very important that the students and also the teacher they need to appreciate this thing. And I will love to see. Suppose if you are getting your degree in English, I would love to see that you may have all of your classes in English. Okay, if you are getting your degree in Chinese, there is no excuse. This is the responsibility of the student. The student must understand because you choose. You choose to study your degree in Chinese. But if you are offering me a degree in English, then it's really important to provide me or to offer me that thing. So within that box.
That box of English course. So that means some students in China can have an English taught course, but still there are some few subjects that are being taught in Chinese, which is really difficult because you go to the lecture hall and everyone is speaking Chinese and you have no idea what's Chinese language. That is like you literally be wasting your time in a way, because otherwise you could have just studied on a distance. I can study by myself with Google, right?
If you allow me, I will share one story when I came here. So I enrolled for one course that was related to environmental health. And from the very beginning, I'm a kind of student, I love to sit at the front. Okay, so I was excited.
I know.
I went, I was just like, okay, it's my first class in a PhD, I'm just in Chinese universities, and that's okay. It will be a great fun, things like that. And believe me, in my country, we have that we don't leave class without the permission of the teacher. It's not like that you go, no. We don't, we just like, so when the teacher, he came and started, he just said some words in Chinese. So that time I was just thinking that maybe it's just like for the Chinese, now our turn will start. They will just start saying the things in English,
Yeah.
and that would be a great 21 ranking, and a lot of Chinese university jumped to the top 100. So like great university, good universities like Tsinghua, Peking, Shanghai Jiao, Zhejiang.
Yeah.
There's a lot of good here in Nanjing. If we talk about like the Nanjing University, Southeast University,
Yes.
so they're good. They have good buildings. They have established lab. They have everything. They have enough fund for research.
Yes.
They have good classrooms. They have all. I think they're absolutely like good for study.
Yeah.
But again, always there is some difference.
Yeah.
Some differences in terms of like as I share.
Yes.
So good for the Chinese and more good for those students. They understand and they can speak Chinese. But here, if you really want to enjoy the life, it's important. It's very important to learn a little bit Chinese. And I did the same thing.
So you enrolled in a Chinese course?
Yeah, I did the same things for a few months. I did the same things. So because here again, okay, and within your campus and within your university, people maybe they can speak.
Yes.
They can speak and maybe they understand you.
Yes.
But when you go outside, and I personally experienced, I got ill in early days and I went to the hospital, and believe me, that was terrible experience. Just like explaining and I was looking, and suddenly I saw students there, and I was I went to a side.
And you grabbed. Translate for me.
Yeah, so it's and after that I realized it's important.
Yeah, it's important.
So the things universities, they are good in other aspects, but a few things I wish to see.
Yeah.
So we have these things in back home, and I don't want to say that we don't have the good university.
Yes.
We have the good universities.
Yes.
We also have like good university in the top 500s, and some of the good universities like the University of Punjab, Qaid-e-Azam University, Nast University, Concerts, and some Karachi University. So we have big university, very old university too. But overall, like whenever I talk about the country perspective, then China is heading to because they have enough fun.
Yes.
They have good buildings and infrastructure and things like that. And now what they started a kind of talent programs.
Yeah, talent programs.
Yeah, and they also inviting great names from other countries to share their experiences and to work for the Chinese university as a visiting. So this thing changed the scenario of the Chinese education system and the Chinese university ranking too. If you see the Chinese university ranking back in 2000s or the 90s or even before the 2005, that like that times you will just say, oh my goodness. And now if you check these days, so you can see plenty of university within the top 50 and top 100.
That's amazing. Yeah, it's really great to know. Like, and one thing I can tell you, I am so impressed about how, of course, for yourself personally, like very knowledgeable, very educative. I'm sure you're gonna make a very good professor if you choose to be in a university and empower students, you know. But one thing I can also tell you for sure, for me coming to China, I've never really encountered people from your country like Pakistan, but now getting to talk to people every day, I always like to chat. People ask them questions, I'm like, so tell me about your country, you know. So I'm like, yo, Pakistan people are really educated. You people are so good. Yeah.
Actually,
do you feel like there's something that your habits and how your lifestyles in Pakistan help you guys?
This is something. As a Pakistani or my country, we always feel proud on this thing.
Yes.
Look, the kind of social values we have. I don't want to say that people they have their own social values, but particularly if you go to my area, you don't need to look for a hotel. You don't need to worry about the food. You don't need to worry about other things, because if those people they recognize that you are a guest, you're from another place, even like the people of my country, from other part, when they go to our place, we are very welcoming people. We have this thing, and then giving time. And suppose if you ask me that, oh, where is the store or where is the school, I will not show you by this way. No, first I will ask you, let's have a cup of tea, and after that, believe me, and after that, personally, if I'm free, I will go with you. But if I have something very important, I will ask my brother, my villager, or some other person to take you to that place personally. And then, suppose if you're looking for a teacher, if you're looking for someone, we will find that place, that person for you, and then we will see if you need any other help. So all these things, this is in our culture, this is in our gene, and we love to share the good things. We love to help the people, and whenever people they come to our side, we never mind people question.
Wow, that's impressive.
We never
That's
mind,
impressive.
so.
I'm glad I'm studying with you guys, you know.
Thank
Okay, another question is, what is your wish for student support program in maybe in our university, Southeast University, or as students in China, like support program? Because I know for sure that student support program in China is not so strong. The foundation is not strong, and there are a lot of mistakes that could be avoided by students if they had the right channels, if they had the right opportunities, and also if they had the right support.
What do you suppose?
Like support system, for example, like, okay, you come from another university, you now move to Southeast University. Where can I find my lectures? Where can I find my professors? Where can I find my lecture halls? Where can I get my student card registered? I mean, the support for student is very crucial, because this also makes the student's life easier, you know. What are some ideas that you can say, okay, you think this university could do this, or they can do this, so that they can enhance the life of students in China? Like,
personally, it's a very good point you mentioned. I discussed this with the College of International Students.
Yes.
And especially for the new student.
Yes.
It's really difficult. In my country, what we do at the time of admissions, we just organize student camps almost in every university. So when the new students they come, they don't need to worry about the exam hall. They don't need to worry about the lecture hall. They don't need to worry about the registrations. We help them. Here, again, I'm saying the same thing. That it's difficult.
Yes.
Because if you ask, let's talk about the Sipalo campus.
Yes.
Quite near to us.
Yes.
But if you're looking for your lecture hall, or even if you're looking for any office, you need to ask, I think, more than 10 or 15 students. Because they're just they're limited to their own classrooms or their own places. But is an international student, or is a university student? You have to be a little bit open. You must know. I don't want that this is there, but it's good. And again, another thing is that it's the responsibility of the university or the college to organize such kind of facilities. Okay, they have some facilities like for the medical or other stuff, but in terms of that, like finding the classrooms, the lectures, and there must be some kind of, I don't know, maybe people they agree with me on that, but I would like to see some kind of translation, Chinese and then the English, so that the student they can find their classrooms or their building easily.
Because a lot of Chinese setup is there's a very big place for the lecture halls, there's a place for offices, and there are different places, and for someone just to come into a new environment and find that, it can be very difficult. And I've spoken to a number of students, and for their first time in China, for their first time in some universities. Like for example, in SEU, they had some experience. They felt like, oh my God, I wished there was someone to hold me.
Yeah.
I wish someone could show me, oh, like where's your dormitory room. The first night they come, they really struggle, you know, and they are directed go and look for a hotel, but at the end of the day, they don't even know where is the hotel, and not all hotels can accept foreigners. You know, those struggles, at least they would enhance the lives at the beginning, especially in the first few months when someone goes to a university. So yeah, right, great wisdom and great encouragement from your side. I would love to ask you as well, which are some of the top universities that you can recommend according to what you're hearing for other students who are currently
again, there's sometimes students, they are very picky about the universities. But I'm a kind of person, I never ever think about that because it's up to you.
Yeah.
I meet with a lot of students, a lot of professors, a lot of researchers, graduated from world top universities, but believe me, I don't want to say this, but you will just like question that how is it possible? This guy, how is it possible? Like he graduated from a big university and look.
Yeah.
But sometimes you meet people, and when you sit with them, ask them, they have great wisdom, they have great knowledge about their topic, their research, everything. Just you feel good. You love to talk with them again and again. So it's up to the students. But yes, of course, again, you cannot underestimate and you cannot kick this thing out of selection.
Yes.
Universities are important. Here in China, there's a lot of universities, such as like students, they can apply. Tsinghua University is one of the good university here in China. I've been there. The environment is good, and there's Peking University. There's Zhejiang University, and then also the University of Science and Technology China, and also Chinese Academy of Sciences. They have good institute, and then Wuhan University, Fudan universities. A number of good universities, but these universities are the top. Even here in Nanjing University is also one of the good universities here in China, and also Southeast University, of course.
But some University Public Health Department, they take up a lot of students.
Yeah, there's here in China, they studying medical and engineering is a little bit like not that much expensive as compared to other countries. So majority of the students from India, from Pakistan, from other countries, they want to come here. And as I said earlier, that just because of the smooth process. So some universities, they are good, they are extremely good, and some respective disciplines and department and subjects. But overall, in general, when you talk about the overall ranking of the universities, so as I mentioned, those universities, they're very good here in China. But if you talk about the Nanjing, if your viewers, they're listening or watching us, so I will just mention here in Nanjing, particularly in Nanjing, these two universities, people that have to take admission in Nanjing and Southeast University.
Nanjing and Southeast University. Okay, that's great. Okay, we just came to the first part where we spoke mostly about studying in China, our experiences, universities, and all the good things that we wish for students' life in China. And what is maybe your final remarks for this topic? Your final remark for students in China,
Yeah, this is my final words is, look, students, they have a great opportunity. They are far away from their families, far away from their countries. Just utilize this great opportunity. Fulfill your dreams. Never give up on your dreams. Always find a way. Suppose if there is you just experience one hurdle and you just give up. No. Find another way. So I think when you are more determined, more dedicated, and more connected and attached what actually you want to achieve. So I think there is no stopping point, or there is no key
Yeah.
which can lock you within your body. Then, and you have to, like, again, what actually you are. You have to express yourself. Don't care about what other will think and what, and if I do this and that. No.
Yeah.
Within the country rules, regulations, and I will keeping these things in your mind. But I'm talking about like your abilities, your talent. Just express your talent, your abilities. So I
And
think
nothing can stop you. Thank you so much. Thank you so much. Yeah. All right. That's it.